2000 Mazda Miata. So performing the air conditioning on this, it was just a motor swap. Got a brand new motor inside there. And one of the things, I have to re-stress this and remake this video for all the new guys who are watching, who haven't gone back and searched or stumbled upon other videos, is your micron gauge. Now in automotive and HVAC are totally different. In automotive, you're not going to get guys hooking up micron gauges in ports or at their fittings and isolating them. So since automotive is a little sloppier, you revert to something like this, a micron gauge inside your gauges. So hoses inherently get dirty and contaminated with moisture and your PAG oil and your ester oil, and so they become moisture contaminated, and so you always want to keep them clean and dry. It's hard to do. They are going to get contaminated. It's nevertheless, no matter what you do, they are going to get contaminated, and it will affect your micron gauge reading. So one thing you want to do, and another good thing is about a 4-port manifold, you always can have your vacuum hooked up, and you can clean out your vacuum gauge side or your vacuum refrigerant side. So right now I'm just cleaning out the line, and you can see I'm down to 66 microns, and that's this side. So now I can turn this off because I know that there's no air inside this line, and I didn't have to spew refrigerant out to the atmosphere every time. Now if I do this, I do this anywhere from 8 to 13 times a day. On a slow day, I might do 8 jobs. So every time I'm releasing refrigerant to the air, I don't think so. I could get around having to purge air. And by having a 4-port manifold, I don't have to purge refrigerant to the air every time. Now you take 100,000 technicians across the nation, just in America, every day doing a refrigerant job, and everyone is purging air, refrigerant up into the air, and add that up every day 365 times a day or a year. So by doing this, I now have a nice clean line, and I didn't have to purge air and never get it into the atmosphere. Open it up. Got to have my universal tool. Okay, so now I'm going to open it back up to my lines here because I had them down because I was just cleaning out just that one line. Go back to these guys. So now I'm back open up to my high side and low side refrigerant line, but I'm going to be putting refrigerant down. It's coming up the yellow line, which is your refrigerant. I have my scale here. Let's zero out my scale. Okay, I zeroed out my scale. Test the scale is working. Scale is working. Zeroes out. Okay, so we're good there. Let's close off the low side. And actually, I had this off because I was just testing, just for the video, I was testing these lines. So let's go back to the system. So now I just opened it back open to the system, so we can actually have system. Because for the video, I wanted to show you what just the lines look like on the micron gauge, not hooked up to the system. Now we're hooked up to the system. So now your microns is going to jump up, and here we are. We're at 1,000 almost, and we'll slowly go back down because I just hooked up. This is a vehicle from the year 2000. It just had the engine out. The lines were left exposed, open to the atmosphere for the last week or two from when I did the recovery. And so this is PAG oil. It's kind of highly contaminated with moisture. I am not going to get all the moisture out using a vacuum pump, but I can reduce it, because when I started this vacuum, I could barely get it down below 1700 microns, and that was just the moisture boiling out of the oil and off the lines and everything like that. Now it's easy for me to go down. It's going down rapidly now. And I went away to another shop. I did another job or two, and I just came back here. So this has been on the vacuum pump for an hour or more, and this is where we're at. But this is with the vacuum pump moving. As soon as I turn off the vacuum source, you will see it jump back up. So let's kill the vacuum source, and I'm going down the high side because I'm going to put the refrigerant in the high side. So I'll kill my vacuum port, and you'll see this jump over 1,000 because it's contaminated with moisture. And well, it's coming back down. Okay, right now it's leveling out the whole entire system. Think of water jostling back and forth inside an aquarium before it comes to a rest. And so you got to wait for it to come to a rest. So if I wanted to get this down more, I would have to leave this on overnight. And on this car, that's not going to happen. So let's get ready to fill this up. We're clear out 0 again. I guess I bumped it. Okay. So we're at 0 and I want 600 grams. So I'm going to be opening up the refrigerant line here, and let's go to 600 grams. 1, 2, 3, go. The refrigerant's open. It's now going in. So we just got to wait to 600 grams. Doesn't take long. Actually, this is taking longer than usual. Almost there. And let's start closing it back down. Right there, 610, 620 grams. 20 grams over, I'm gonna live with that because I know what I could leave in what hose by the way I bleed out the hoses. Okay, so we're good to go. And it all went down the high side, not the vapor side. It went in liquid, and that's our standing pressure right now on both sides. Let's kick it on, see what happens when we kick it on. Okay, close, 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 close. Everything is closed. Start this little guy up. We're on cold, got the AC in. We're on high, put it on face, put it on fresh air. Make sure, I hate these things, they block your airflow, but let's get the airflow up. Make sure all your airflow, oh, I see what they have a piece of paper jammed in there because this is where the driver likes it, and it probably flops around, so I won't mess with this thing. Yeah, he has paper jammed in them everywhere except for this one. And you want full flow air out of all your nozzles. And now let's start it up. Okay, we got fire in the hole. Make sure we're out of gear. Don't want an accident. Let's go check our gauges. Now you gotta wait 5 or 10 minutes for the system to stabilize before you reliably can take any reliable readings. This is where we're at right now. And the superheat and the subcooling are not where they're gonna be 10 minutes from now. That's why you gotta let everything stabilize and find your temperatures. See our suction line temperature is slowly going down. Our liquid line temperature is slowly gonna go up. And the system is not stable until you basically see all your numbers don't move. Your suction line doesn't go down anymore. Your liquid line doesn't go up anymore. Then you know you're at a stable operating condition. All right, I'm gonna leave off right there because I gotta pack up and go. And yeah, that's it. Sorry, I'm not gonna get more in depth. I have to cut everything short today because it's just too busy. And I'll probably only get in this one car for today on video. All right, guys, I'll see ya. See if I could get, maybe I'll turn this video back on after I let this car stabilize about 10 minutes. So keep watch for the second video coming up and we'll look at stabilized pressures and temperatures.